In the ethereal realm where celestial beings dwelled, there lived Notus, the enigmatic god of the south wind. His domain extended over vast oceans and sun-drenched lands, where his breath carried the scent of distant shores and the promise of adventure. Notus was a capricious deity, his moods as changeable as the winds he commanded. At times, he was a gentle breeze, whispering secrets through rustling leaves and caressing the petals of flowers. But when his wrath was stirred, he could unleash tempestuous storms that shook the heavens and sent ships crashing into the unforgiving sea. His appearance was as elusive as his nature. Some mortals claimed to have glimpsed him as a handsome youth with raven hair and piercing blue eyes, his wings spread wide like the sails of a ship. Others whispered that he was an ancient and enigmatic figure, his face hidden behind a veil of mist, his voice a haunting whisper carried on the wind. Notus's influence extended far beyond the physical realm. He was said to inspire poets and musicians, his breath carrying their words and melodies to distant lands. He was also a patron of travelers and explorers, guiding their ships across treacherous seas and whispering secrets of uncharted territories. One fateful day, as Notus soared through the skies, he noticed a young woman named Ariadne wandering alone on a desolate beach. Her eyes were filled with sorrow, and her heart was heavy with despair. Moved by her plight, Notus descended from the heavens and approached her. "Why do you weep, mortal?" he asked, his voice as gentle as a summer breeze. Ariadne looked up at the handsome stranger, her tears flowing freely. She told him of her love for a young man named Theseus, who had abandoned her on the island after promising to take her with him. Notus listened intently, his heart stirred by Ariadne's tale. He knew that Theseus was a treacherous hero, and he vowed to help the young woman exact her revenge. "Fear not, Ariadne," he said. "I will guide you to safety and ensure that Theseus pays for his betrayal." With a wave of his hand, Notus summoned a gentle wind that carried Ariadne away from the desolate beach. He flew beside her, whispering words of comfort and encouragement. As they traveled, Notus told Ariadne of his powers and his ability to control the winds. He explained that he could summon storms to punish the wicked and guide ships to safety. Ariadne was amazed by Notus's stories, and she began to see him as more than just a god. He was a protector, a guide, and a friend. Together, they devised a plan to confront Theseus and his crew. Notus would summon a tempestuous storm that would wreck their ship and force them to seek refuge on the island. As the day of reckoning approached, Notus gathered his forces. He summoned the darkest clouds, the fiercest winds, and the most unforgiving waves. The sea churned and roared, and the heavens grew black with fury. Theseus and his crew were caught in the raging storm, their ship tossed about like a toy in the hands of a giant. They fought valiantly, but their efforts were in vain. The storm was too powerful, and their ship was doomed. As the ship sank beneath the waves, Notus watched with satisfaction. He had avenged Ariadne's betrayal, and he had proven his power to the world. With the storm subsided, Notus returned to Ariadne, who was waiting anxiously on the shore. He took her in his arms and comforted her. "Your pain is over, Ariadne," he said. "Theseus has been punished, and you are free." Ariadne smiled through her tears. She knew that she had found a true friend in Notus, and she vowed to honor him for the rest of her days. From that day forward, Notus became known as the protector of the innocent and the avenger of the wronged. His name was whispered with reverence by sailors and travelers, and his breath carried the promise of hope and adventure to all who crossed his path. And so, the god of the south wind continued to soar through the heavens, his presence felt in every gentle breeze and every raging storm. He was Notus, the enigmatic and powerful deity, whose breath shaped the world and guided the destinies of mortals.